Hey, what's up YouTube? Scavenger here, and we are back on day 3. It's already day 3. So, yeah, I thought it was just day 2. Okay, yeah, so literally it was day 2, like 3 minutes ago. That's why it seems a little bit odd. So, as we can see on day 3, Germany and I nearly said France again, have researched the same amount of technologies, and at this point that's not too hard to believe, but we will start to see that separate more as we go our own different ways. So just off what we can see at the map at the moment, France has one runway up here and that's it. So that means he's not producing any air power, so in this region we will have a massive jump on him. Now, for some reason he's produced ports and infrastructure in here, not sure why. Probably has a good reason for it, you wouldn't build them for nothing. And he's built some in here as well, probably to boost resource production. Now, up here he's also upgrading his ports to level 2, and the only reason why you'd want to do this is to increase resource production or to build cruisers and then destroyers. Luckily, even though after the update cruisers have got a bit of an upgrade, they're still not all that great against submarines. We have already researched submarine level 2, which means we definitely win in a 1v1. One sub versus one cruiser. With that said, our own research at the moment, we are researching tactical bombs level 2 and infantry level 2. Now, the reason why we're researching infantry level 2 is because it was a relatively cheap upgrade, and at the time I wanted to keep my research going and progressing instead of stopping and leaving a slot empty. If I had had the resources at the time, I would have researched destroyer level 2. But I did not, so instead we've gone down the road of infantry level 2. And we have a lot of infantry on the map, so that is probably, worth it at the moment, considering it makes up a lot of our forces. If we zoom out completely and we just do a quick double tap, yeah, 20 of our troops are infantry, so keeping them upgraded is really important. We also got that first batch of anti-air out, and I've deployed it up and along here, and in the meantime I'm not going to produce any more, considering France doesn't actually have any air. And we already have air superiority, I guess, just by the fact we have 3 interceptors. So that's something to be proud of right there. As you notice, me and France, or Germany, I'm sorry about that, I'm going to keep calling him France, aren't actually at war yet. So we've come to the agreement that if we just attacked each other from day 1, it'd be kind of messy and pointless, and we'd instead give each other to day 4. So one more day, and then we can actually fight, but even then I'm unsure if I'll actually attack him straight away. It just seems a little pointless. So in terms of what's happening with resources at the moment, we're struggling to get the goods we need to build up and upgrade. So as you can see, we have plenty of oil, plenty of iron, but not many goods. If we have a look at what we're building at the moment, I'm not building as much as I would have liked. If we have a look at the resources at here at the moment, what I'd really like to be doing is continuing to build these up in particular to boost our production of goods. It's always good to have goods laying around because you need them to do literally everything in the game. I don't think there's a single unit or building that doesn't require goods. I don't know, I can't bother checking that out now. So as soon as I get the opportunity, I'm going to upgrade London to a level 3, and I'm going to upgrade Plymouth to a level 3 as well. And that will help increase the production speed of the subs I'm producing there as well. But I really want to make a main point of working on and continuing to produce troops. At this point in the game, Germany and I have very similar amounts of troops, so it is very important that we get a jump on him. Now, judging by what we can see he's built, just by looking at the map, he has gone for infrastructure, which means he's taking the typical day 1 approach, which is to build your barracks, produce infantry, and then build your infrastructure, then start producing light tanks. So with keeping that in mind, he might be going for more a defensive stance, and because he's building up his ports, and he already has more ports than me, it may be safe to assume that he's going to try to get naval superiority, then invade. And while that is a good plan, he will need air superiority to do that as well. As soon as I have the abilities to start producing tactical bombers, I will, and then I'll start picking off undefended targets. So I also started production of an industrial center up here, and that is going to really give me a huge advantage over Germany. So what this means is it will allow me to increase the production of oil here, but it's also going to give me the ability to produce more units at a time. So that is really going to set us apart, and that is going to give me a massive advantage going ahead. If I had the goods, I'd open up another one because I have plenty of rear, but I don't, so that is not going to happen. So with that said, going forwards, I'm going to continue to produce submarines and fighters or interceptors, and I'd like to at least get to 15 interceptors before I move on, and I'd like to get to at least maybe 10 subs before I move on and start producing other types of ships. So this is generally how I build up my navy. You start with a little bit of a sub spam and then progress and diversify. In this sort of game here with a map this big, I'm not going to need massive battle groups like I had in the Let's Play series, although I will probably build at least one. I'm not going to go and build 3 like I did in the last Let's Play series, so I'll keep it relatively small and tone it down a bit. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.